introduced you and said that you were a Steelers legend.
Oh,
you
cut it
were
out.
brought on and you were talking. In that moment, I decided that I am going to refer to you as a Steelers legend.
Don't do that.
Forward.
Don't do that. I look at the success that he had with Aaron Rodgers specifically, and it's like, you mean to tell me all of the grievances that we've had under Coach Tomlin about winning offense, about winning quarterback development, about winning points, and we go and get a guy that has proven he can do that at multiple stops with multiple calibers of quarterback, but is viewed as a negative? That's the part from the player side that we're like, yo, that's the disconnect.
As a Steelers legend, hearing you talk,
I think one
of the things that you said that I actually agree with is we know what we have. And I think that sometimes it's easier to play a game or go through life or anything when you know what you have. Now, does that mean he can't get better, evolve, improve, and all those things? Absolutely it does. But I think to the core of us, we've seen him be a coach. It's not going to be foreign to us. We can hold him to a certain standard from day one.
I've heard somebody say, yo, shout out to TaNeisha.
I was on playback.
Because TaNeisha, for years, we've been opening them phone lines. Years. Okay.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the shout out, even when I'm not here. It made me feel special. It made me feel validated. And I love that. And to hear your voices on call-in, it's amazing because now when I see you in the comment section, I can like hear you talking to me. That is so fun. You know what's funny? I forgot that it was a new one.
Yeah.
When that doorbell hit, I was like, "Oh my god!"
That was fine. I was hooked. I'm like, "Oh wow, oh wow." Now, granted, all this still is legend stuff. We can delete that stuff, but it's like, yo, that was fire. All right, shout out to you.
Yeah. And I just say, so yeah, when it started, I was like, oh my, it took me a minute. I forgot I changed it. But then the other thing is too, when I'm talking about Steelers legend, you're drinking your Gatorade.
Oh yeah, you see what I'm saying?
You're like, I'm like, this is so funny. I didn't appreciate that like I should have last week. That or whatever it was. That was really good.
Yo, so no, you cooked this thing, man. You for sure cooked it. Like I said, Steelers legend part. What they say? No, redact that from the records. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, other than that, though, it was fire. I love that though. That was clear.
Yeah,
you even had the captions going in there, the different sounds.
So I've been trying to do better at have captions on for certain things because there's been a couple people that are like, hey, I think I know what y'all are saying, but I can't quite make it out all the time because like there's like depending on how old you are, there's different demographics, you know, sometimes that struggle with hearing everything. So I was like, why not keep it for the intro? Like everybody can read it.
I like it. I like that.
Steelers legend. I love it.
No, I don't. In fact, that's the other problem. It's like it really is like bold. Like you can see it with the letters, and I can read that. It's like, yo, you for sure don't need that part up there, but everything else was fire. Everything else, I loved it. All right, that part is like, yo, Steelers. You could just put Steelers guy or Steelers like super cool guy, and then that would be cool too. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey,
absolutely not. Like, I just love it. The doorbell shocked me, but I recovered. So I was like, I got my attention. But hello, everyone. Welcome in to the show. We're so excited that you're here. We are on Combine Countdown, first of all. So that's amazing. I also have a lot of things in store for us today. For the audience, for viewing pleasure, because our Steelers legend here has been through the combine. So I have some things that I would like to share with him. I've been researching. Okay. I've been doing a lot of R&D.
I already see where this is going.
There is so much that I could share today. And I want everybody to know that I actually cannot share everything that I have today. Okay. Because there's so much stuff.
I already know where this is going.
Different things I can drop for some of you if you're interested in exploring all those different things. So I'm just calling that out now. But anyways, how are you, sir? How are you, Steelers legend?
I know what this is. All right. So I'm here. I'm ready. Okay. But I can already see where this is going. I can just feel it. All right. I should have told you to wear a tank top
because you're going to be laughing.
I can just sense it. I feel like I've already walked into it and I'm just like, yep. All right. know what this is gonna be today. All right. I'm ready now. I'm ready.
Yeah, there's so much I have to share. And yeah, I'm excited for this. The other thing is too, before we get started, I want to say we're streaming on both of our channels. So don't forget to like both of our channels, subscribe to both of our channels, do all those things, join the conversation, have a little fun. We're here to have fun. We're also not doing call-in show today. We only do call-in when Moats is leading.
Oh, don't you play me like that? Did you?
No, you know
pressure on me.
No, because we want to use the phone line, so that's a you thing. So it is what it is. But
so now it's a me thing. That is wow.
Yeah, I don't know how to use
I'm pretty sure last time we did it and we did have to do the phone lines, we did a hybrid version where we actually utilized both of our talents. Okay, so don't you just put all of that on me when both of us had to combine and we put our little Power Ranger hands together. It was like, all right, guys, it's morphin' time, and it worked out. All right, don't you just say it was on me, okay? Yeah.
Power Ranger hands. Okay, that's where we're at. Power Ranger hands.
All right, we're there.
Well, and also, I know that we're not supposed to comment on what each other are wearing, but I do need to take a minute and appreciate the fact that you're not wearing black today.
You see?
So shout out to you for not wearing black today. Look, did you get it? Did you get a haircut?
Come on now. Hey, look.
Okay,
little
things.
Little things, all right? Little things, okay?
Love this look. This is giving me everything I need. This is fantastic.
Shout out to my man-in-law, all right? My man-in-law caught me an Old Bay t-shirt, all right? I like Old Bay on my food. I'm a seafood dude, all right? So shout out, okay?
Yeah. Whoever was responsible.
Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate you very much. It makes it easy to find clips because I'm like, what was he wearing? I have a black shirt. I mean, I got to find the black shirt somewhere. Was it a hat or no hat?
Different variations of black, but it's gonna be black. All right, it's just 30 different. It's 30 different options of black. It's because it's on video. You're right. This is all this like tight view. You know what I mean? We got to back the camera up, get the full body thing. You know what I'm saying? Talk about. I got white socks on. I got to count for something. All right.
I need to say something too. When we were recording, and you said something like, "Yeah, because you have an image on the back of your shoulder, and all I have is a plant."
Yeah.
I have watched that part 7 times. Because that was so funny. I'm like, you're like, yeah, you have an Emmy behind you. All I have is this plant.
This plant. This is right there. All right. This you got a whole gold, shiny Emmy just sitting back there with the little angel wings. I'm like, it's just so beautiful, man. I
love that. So the first thing I want to present today, okay, because this show is about me. All right. And we have Steelers legend here, so we need to show him how much he is a Steelers legend. So I was just researching.
Oh Lord!
As one might do, okay. And I thought, what is the most asked question that we usually get?
One does not do that. Nobody just researches doctorates, okay? People with doctorates research. Nobody's just casually just researching on a Monday morning, Tuesday morning, Wednesday. No. Especially in February. No. They're thinking about other things like the weather, not just let me just research it. All right. So let's just start that out, okay?
So on the show when we were recording. If you haven't watched that, it is on Moats' channel exclusively. It's a great episode. We got into Steelers legend, NFL guy, Emmy, PhD, and all these different conversations. And at that moment, I took a note because I decided to just ask Google, ask ChatGPT, what is more impressive, right? So which one would be considered like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that. So that's what I research as one might do. Okay. PhD or so I would like to say 2 and 3 are fungible depending on where you look, depending on how much information you feed it, and depending on what comes up. But for today, February 24th, the number 3 thing, number 3 is on the screen. Okay. Number 3 is an Emmy. Okay. So out of the top 3, so we have NFL player, PhD, Emmy. Okay. Number 3 is an Emmy. Okay. You can see how much research and time I spent on this. Okay. Tells you all the reasons why winning an Emmy, it's difficult, but it's more subjective, right? It's high volume, all those things that's on the screen. So it tells you why that is happening, right? So that is number 3.
That's
so
a lot. That's a lot to get that though.
If you're not looking at the screen, it's just telling you more about like an Emmy, how hard it is, all those different things. All right.
Very, very hard. Absolutely.
Very hard. It's very hard. And like I said, depending on where you look, it will have it 2 or 3. So I'm just calling that out. So Steelers legend, would you like to guess what you think would be number 2?
NFL. Guarantee. NFL. Number 2.
Awesome. Yeah. So yeah, number guarantee. 2 or 3, depending on where you look, is actually getting a PhD. And earning a PhD, while very hard, right? PhD
very hard.
Takes 4 to 7 years.
Time out. This is because GPT is like brilliant. So that's why they just say it's very hard. No. Very hard is getting like a associate's degree. Very hard is getting like a bachelor's degree. Heck, very, very hard is getting a master's degree. Getting a doctorate, a PhD is like Mission Impossible. That's like Tom Cruise. Like nobody in their normal space thinks that a doctorate is obtainable. That's when we look at doctors. We're like,
no, that's not what it says. I mean, here it is, number 2. And I will be honest, it says usually takes between 4 and 7 years. I mean, shameless plug. It took me 3, but anyways.
Oh, okay. So ow.
It took me 3. Listen, let me just hold on a second. It took me 3 years to complete mine. I'm just saying, okay? I finished my coursework in 2 years and did my research in 1 year. So I'm just calling that out because it says 4 to 7. It took me 3. Just saying, I had other goals I need to achieve. But anyways, so therefore, this is the level of difficulty. So now that we've seen this, who do we think is number 1? Who do we think is number 1, Steelers legend?
Basketball.
Who do we think is number 1? And just so we're all clear, playing 9 years in the NFL is the hardest. Okay.
I don't know what
average career length, 3.3 years. Okay. You've tripled that. You see what I'm saying? Physically taxing, the 9-year threshold, competition. I mean, I am just saying I needed to go to, like I said, one might do research. I needed to research and see where this lies.
Why you gotta show it like that? I don't like how it looks like that. That's too. It's too. I don't know what that is, man. I don't like how they word that right there.
So that is our Steelers legend, and so because that is our Steelers legend, and he wins this, I just have something I want to play for him. For those of you that missed it, let me show you some appreciation.
Hey, what is going on?
Let me show you some appreciation, okay? Listen, I'm loose today. I don't care.
This is wild, man.
This is our Steelers legend, okay? I have this file saved. I will be showing this on the screen just whenever I think about it, all right? Because I am petty and I love research. And once you tell me I can design something, I'm designing things. Okay. So what you're looking at on the screen basically is Arthur Moats and all of his playing like uniforms, like that Arizona Cardinal one. I can't lie, is fire.
I actually love the Cardinals one.
It was actually fire.
It's clean.
Yeah, I had to make sure. Like, I'm like, wait, is that? Yeah, that's him for sure. And we all know I had to include the Brett Favre sack here on the end, and then we had to show like you like in all your glory. So.
Oh my Lord.
This is what happens when you're an NFL veteran. Okay. 9 years, Steelers legend, you get your own slide. Okay. Your own slide. So I'm just showing this here so everybody is aware of who we have the pleasure of meeting. And just in case you missed the video, I just want to re-show it again because it is so amazing. So just watch the screen. I'll give you a couple of seconds. You're on your phone, on playback. Okay. Pay attention to the screen. And here we go. Just phenomenal. You were just absolutely amazing.
Listen, as much as I don't want you putting this up there, as much as I do not like what you tried to do at this part of the show, amazing. I do like the fact you included some of the pictures, though. All right, that Cardinals picture, that's a fire picture. Did you see the? I don't know if you peeped the white. You saw I was trying to highlight the white with the cleats.
No,
the details. It's the little details. You see the little details with the thing.
Let me take you behind the scenes a little bit, okay? I was like, how am I going to do this and really give him his moment? And I was like, oh, easy pictures. Like I love putting together pictures and the array of pictures. And then I saw that one and I was like, okay, I got to screenshot this. So at any moment I can
one of my
pop it
was
back
right
like
there.
this.
Do you see the white cleats though? Peep the white. Because I try to freak it every once in a while. So the white cleat, white low boy socks to go with the white gloves, white half sleeve. Oh, and then you see that Bills picture on the far left. We up in Toronto right there, but I got the red and black custom joints right there. And with my 5 deuce, I had just signed my Nike deal, and it was like my first pair, like officially, like, oh, I customized my own. So I felt real cool running down there like that. Now, granted, I ended up getting hurt in this game, but I still felt fly though. All right, I looked the part. All right, so
no, you look good. I was like, I don't know where he's running, but he looks like he's going to get there.
Yeah,
like I just don't know.
Are you ready? You remember yesterday, me and Tees, you were talking L4s, L5s. This specific rep, this is actually an opening kickoff because at that part, I was still having to run down on kickoff and then go to defense. I hadn't all the way graduated just yet, but I had my one sleeve on like AI, Allen Iverson, because me and my dog Jerry Hughes, who was my locker mate up in Buffalo at the time, we would always talk about, yo, man, we got to have swag and we got to look fire out there. And I was like, yo, man, basketball players be having some dope swag. It was like, you know what? Who can we take some from? And I was like, man, I'm pulling up with the AI sleeve on me. So that was that, man. But yeah, I remember this game, man, for sure. In fact, versus Seahawks too, man. Russ, Marshall, them boys. Yeah.
It's so funny.
Remember that game,
What's even better about this is, first of all, the color coordination on this, like, let me just say, the way I put this together, how like the Bills comes in and then the Steelers black. Right. I just loved the pose.
You see it pop right in the middle?
The logo. Oh my God. I love it. And then the red, the red is underappreciated. The red is actually underappreciated. Sure. Like red, I can't lie. The red looks good. And then obviously, you know, the Brett Favre hit, we had to include that. Like I was going to make it bigger, but then I thought this ain't about him. This is about you. No. So I needed you on there. You know?
Absolutely. So. But regardless of who I'm hitting, do you see the red helmet? The red helmet, red's my favorite color, all right? So I love red helmet Bills era. That was like my favorite one. And then when you look at that Cardinals, that's the OG true Cardinals, like Pat Tillman time frame logo. You know what I mean? Like OG with it. Yeah. But that Steelers picture, you see, I got the black on black on black. That's the TG influence. He was like, yo, you can't come over here with all this light, fluffy happiness, man. You got to be murdered out. We menacing this Steelers defense. So that's why I went with the black on me. All right. So shout out to TG for that, man. He's a big influence in some of these movements around the way, man. But yeah, man. But enough about me, man. Take these pictures down now. All right? This is way too much about me. I get caught up. It's all right. It's cool. It's cool.
People in the chat are like, "Where's that jersey?" Like, what?
You know what I'm saying? The little church.
So good. So just in case, so like I went to the evidence so that we can determine like what is kind of what we're dealing with here. 9-year career in the NFL remains supreme. So fantastic. A lot of people are saying like, you know, I still like seeing Moats in the black and gold. The others are just weird. I may be very biased though. Yeah, I understand that. Don't cross the Moats. Look at this. I love this. We have a Moat. Where's your Cardinals jersey? Love
that. It's in the building. You better believe it. Yeah.
Moat made Brett lose a few screws that day. I love that.
Shout out to that version of Brett Favre. Shout out to that version.
Yeah, I love that. So shout out to you. So I just wanted to clear that air because
just because my old job, you know. First job out of college, just because they happen to have somebody that takes pictures and records you doesn't make it any more cooler or any harder than any of these other things that we've been talking about, okay? PhD, Emmy, still, I don't want to hear it, okay? It's just that y'all don't have somebody walking around taking pictures of you guys and ask you questions to make it feel like this first job out of college was like really, really special. It's really you know how to. Everybody knows how first job is out of college. Nobody hits it. So it's like, yo, I was out here just boots to the ground, you know, hard hat, lunch pill type of guy like everybody else. Low man on the totem pole. Okay. I came into the big company. Okay. It was a big company, but I was the lowest man on the totem pole. All right. And I just had to work my way up. All right. Just one day at a time. One shift at a time. Okay. And then before you know it, I looked up and I was like, man, I'm no longer mopping floors. I've made it to the fries. All right. And before you knew it, it was like, cool. Now I got a little bit of a cool thing. I got a little name tag that was like no longer the stick one. It was like actually like
tag.
It was like a legit name tag. Yeah. That's what my first job was. Just my first job. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
So, okay. The subtle flex of, oh yeah, this is my first job out of college. Chat, let me know what your first job out of college was. Chat.
Don't you do that. That's different.
If you decided to go to college, if you didn't go to college, what was your first job out of high school? Because I can guarantee you it wasn't going to the National Football League. Okay. So the way that you were like, oh, it was just my first job out of college.
That's all it was.
Excuse me? Like, what? Your first job out of college was that? My first
trying to make it bigger than what it was, okay?
I was bagging groceries, okay? I was asking, do you want your receipt in the bag? I'm like, what are you talking about? In college.
I don't like how you're making it sound.
You spilled your water? Okay, let me go get the mop.
You're taking this in a direction that is not supposed to be going. Okay, you heard what I was saying. I was struggling. Okay, I was fresh out of college. Okay, it was just I needed an opportunity to get a job. I was fresh out of college. Okay, that was
you were struggling your first job out of college. If you were struggling the first job out of college, the rest of us don't stand a chance. Like, we do not stand a chance. Like, he was struggling the first. Now you're up here lying to us. Okay, for those of you that don't know, because this word gets thrown around a ton, this is actually called gaslighting. Okay, this is the definition of gaslighting. This man said, my first job out of college? Are you kidding me? Your first job out of college was, I don't know, on TV, being on kickoff in the NFL. Like, give us a break. Seriously, my first job, I was like, you want paper or plastic? Okay, you want your receipt? Okay, what happened? You couldn't find the milk? Okay, I can send somebody for you. Are you kidding? What is that produce code for bananas? I don't even remember.
I was learning about what the L5 was my first year of college, right? It was like, yo, this is where you align on this particular special team. And I'm like, all right, this is interesting right here. Hey, these are your meetings. This is how you're going to travel. I had to like leave.
Travel?
I could never. Look, no, TaNeisha. I was homesick. They made me relocate. I had to leave all my family and friends for my first job out of college. I had to move from Virginia to upstate New York, not New York City. Upstate New York was what my first job out of college was, man. It was freezing cold. I remember like 3 months. Look, 5 months into my first job, my first time being on the job, I got caught in a snowstorm. Okay, it actually forced me to where like I couldn't even drive the car anymore because it was just like too much.
So
like,
I do have a question.
These are some of the yes. Go ahead.
Did they pay for you to move? You know the answer. Don't you even try to lie. Did they pay for you to move?
It's been so long ago. Like it's just man. Like sometimes.
Right, exactly. Okay, your first job out of college. You did this to yourself.
I had to leave my mommy, my daddy, my siblings. Okay, I had like friends, lifelong, like just bonds and connections, and I had to say, guys, I won't see you guys for a while. I'll be going to November. Okay. I felt like
his first job out of college being in the NFL is what we're talking about right now. Okay?
We're not doing that. We're just simply saying my first job out of college that had me have to relocate to a different state.
My first job out of college, I was trying to figure out where the rest of my check was. Okay, like I was like, why is my little 100? I know your check wasn't $150. I was like, why is my $150 check not $175? Like,
I promise you,
wrong here.
TaNeisha, I promise you, when I got my first check, I promise you, I said the same thing. I was like, yo, y'all said it was this number. Where is it at? Half of it has been gone. I've been robbed. Yes.
First of all, that also probably isn't true either, because there's financial guys all around the NFL that are explaining things to you guys. But this man, let me just recap. So if you're just getting here, gosh, if you're just getting here,
hurt my heart.
We're listening to Moats gaslight us, talking about his first job out of college being so stressful and so hard because he had to move away from his family.
Physically,
and now we're talking about physically,
mentally, like you see the strain it puts on guys that have also found their ways into this profession. Okay, like
So we have mowing lawns, painting houses, very romantic and exciting. I know that's right. Yeah.
That builds character right there too, man.
Jay,
that builds a lot of character.
His first job out of college made him a millionaire. Stop it. Exactly. Over here whining.
I don't like how that sounds. Okay. First off, the way that sounds. Okay. You didn't just become a millionaire because you just signed a deal. That's not how it works for guys like me. Okay, guys like me, we had to like stay on the roster and like stay around for a little while and like kind of because these aren't guarantees for guys like you're like me over here.
You walked into this.
I had
your first job out of college is there for 9 years.
And look, I got lucky with my first job.
I don't count anyone's pockets. I never.
But are you ready, TaNeisha? Are you ready, TaNeisha? But check this out, TaNeisha.
He's about to lie to me.
No, I'm not. And I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this, right? I'm sure there are a lot of people that went to college that are going to 100% relate to what I said. The unfortunate part too was I spent all that time at college getting a degree, and I ain't even use it with this job that I stayed at for 9 years. It is the dangest day. Like, I know you can, TaNeisha. I know people can, you probably can't because you're a doctor, all right? But there are a lot of us out here with degrees that graduated, and unfortunately, our job put us in a different field. I went to school for political science. Okay, I was gonna be a lawyer. I want to be a lawyer. I was going to DC.
You went. That's what so you used that degree in the NFL, political science.
No. I was supposed to be talking about these foreign policies. That's supposed to be wearing a suit and tie.
You were kind of working with foreign policy and all the politics inside of an NFL locker room. So that also is a lie. I actually need something that says that's a lie, because you were kind of using that degree in an NFL locker room. I mean, there's a lot of, look at Rod. I worked for a Victoria's Secret fresh out of college. Okay.
Shut up.
I hope you made a lot of money while you were working.
There was never a lacking clientele, right? Everybody loves a Victoria's Secret. Shout out to Victoria's Secret.
Okay, here's Jay Gordon. Who retires 9 years after their first job after college? Exactly. It's insane.
Well,
gaslit.
My first job, those 9 years, I mean, like, there are a lot of jobs out there that after 9 years, you are so beaten, broken, emotionally, you just carry a lot with you. And yes, you do need to take a step away. You need to take some time to yourself, time with your family, to just recover. Okay, so I'm in recovery mode. We call it retirement, but it's recovery. All right, it's an R word. All right, that's all it is. Retirement, recovery, same difference. It's the same difference.
Yeah. Basically, he's lying to us. All right, so we have a super chat. Let's read this super chat.
Let's go.
First job out of college paid me. Oh, sorry. Chatta. Oh God, the chat's moving. Oh God, Chatta. Where'd it go?
Chatta Chief.
Okay, Chatta Chief. Whoa.
Okay. Hoochie.
I was gonna say Hoochie. Oh, is that Chattahoochee?
Chattahoochee Chief. Chattahoochee Chief. All right.
Oh,
I like the name with the Redskins emblem too, boy. You better give me that nostalgia over here now. Let's ride. Okay.
First job out of college paid me $10 an hour. College Football Hall of Fame. Thank God now I have a career that allows me to send $10 super chat.
Hey,
first job humbled me. Amen. I love that.
No, respect that.
That's
1,000% respect
I love that.
1,000%.
Kudos to you. Thank you for that super chat. I love that.
No, I love that. And Chattahoochee Chief, I'm with you. My first job humbled me too, okay? I would never forget the first time I walked into that job, and I was like, oh yeah, man, I'm coming from being, when I was in college, I was like, when I left college, they were talking about me like collegiately like a rock star. You feel me? Like, I felt like I could be the president of JMU. All right, that's what I felt like, okay? I got to Buffalo, right, for my new job, and it was just like, hey, bro, you see that seat all the way in the back? That's where you sit, bro. In fact, don't sit there. Just stand up next to the person who has to sit there. Okay, you don't get to just sit there, right? So trust me, I got humbled as well, man. All right, I thought that I had me some money, man. I had my little brand new car. You know, when you get your first check, right? You saved up your whole time, right? All these years, you saved up all these years, right? And you're gonna get you a vehicle, right? You're gonna get your first vehicle.
Stop it right now. We had to save up years to get a vehicle. You did not have to save up years to get a vehicle. Guys, do not believe in it.
Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Guys and gals, remember this now. Remember this.
He's lying.
There's probably only one of us on this show that was actually a broke college student, because employment or getting any type of compensation during my era of football would actually get you kicked off the team. So, yeah, man, I have to say, you know what I'm saying?
We was broke together, okay?
Yeah, I want to say, when I've heard people have internships working, I was like, yo, y'all making money in guys? How y'all do that? Yeah, I'm pre-NIL era. So, yes. I did have to save up, okay? All right. I was a donate plasma baby, okay?
Yeah. When you got your first car in the NFL, I'm 100% sure you didn't have to save up.
I had to save up for that check. I had to save up for that check. All right. Nice. And then after I saved for that check, and I got my vehicle, and then I pull up the vehicle, and then they were like, "You can't even park your vehicle here, okay?" They told me it wasn't nice of to park right here. They had to go park it over there, okay? So, okay?
That might be a little bit of truth, because
there was some truth for that. There was actually a lot of truth for that. Yeah. There was a lot of truth for that. And I thought I was really nice pulling up too.
Yeah, no, I'll give you that one. I have seen before, so you're probably right. That parking lot looks like a show.
It humbles you. It will humble you very quick. It does. What might work in college, when you pull up there, you're like, "Ooh, got you."
I'll give you
mine's like a rental. Okay, fair enough.
No, I'll give you that one. That's the only thing you've said that I can agree with, because your first job out of college. Yeah. Anyways, you're full of it.
I had to reload to a totally different region of the country. Like,
are we supposed to?
You know how stressful?
Like, is that supposed to mean something? Or
yes, and I didn't even get like a long period to like adjust and acclimate. It's, hey, you got the job. Be here next week. Okay. And I just remember seeing like family crying. I just remember seeing family being so sad. Like, you know, it's people that still, they're like, man, it still don't feel right because I ain't seeing you back home. Like, you ain't home.
Just enough. So look at this comment. That PhD is expensive. Exactly. And I paid for it.
Look, big doctorate, big PhD.
I paid for it. Yeah. So listen, when we talk about like the struggle and the things that we had to do,
you can't be struggling with no doctorate. No, man, you won't be struggling. No, man.
Oh, yeah. And I also am one of those people who I don't have any student loan debt either. So paid all that off. So I'm just saying. So when we talk about the struggle, I can relate to that, people. I'm normal. I'm very normal, okay? My job, very basic, right? I was in a grocery store minding my business. Like, you know, people were asking me to mop the floor for them, or if their babies were off the hooks, right? That was my job. I was not on TV running on a football field.
I was being asked to like bring breakfast. Yeah, I mean, did your higher ups ever tell you?
Who was asking you to bring breakfast?
No, not asking. The higher ups, where it was a mandatory. Okay. Did you ever have to be? Did you ever have to be strongly? What do you mean? I was at my new job. I was relocated to my new job. Okay.
Was it a locker room?
Actually, I don't remember. Okay, it was a long time ago. But I do know that I had to relocate multiple states. Okay, I had to relocate multiple states. But I do remember
how high he jumped in the vertical, but he can't tell you. He can't tell you.
I can't remember that far back. Some of the details when we go back that far get a little hazy. It's like
So because we're like been gaslit at this point now for about 10 minutes. There was a football question that I wanted to bring up to see if you remember. So the sack in the red zone against New York was solid. Course, it wasn't Brett Favre. Can't even remember the quarterback's name. Jefferson, maybe. Do you remember the sack in the red zone against New York? Or sorry, in the red zone against New York.
Sack red zone, New York. If he's talking Giants, maybe.
Yeah, I said New York, so I don't know if it was the Giants or the Jets.
Yeah. If it was Giants, let's see, it could be Geno because he was down there for a little bit. It could be. I forgot the one dude's name. It was like Johnson or something like that. Yeah,
probably, he's
but I said that. Yeah, it's Johnson. I think he's talking about because he. Yeah. I forgot. It's not because it's like two of them Johnson dudes. It's like one's like Josh Johnson, but it's the one that has played for like 15 years, been on like 20 teams. That one, yeah, he's like tall quarterback, tall skinny cat.
Well, you know what?
That's the one he's talking about. Yep, that's so.
Oh, okay, cool. I was just gonna say
Josh Johnson or something Johnson.
If you don't know, you can always just Google Arthur Moats because he's Googleable.
Do that. Why?
So when you Google him, you can actually ask who his sacks were against, and it will tell you.
You're making this. You're making it sound way. It's not even all that. All right, guys, it ain't even all that. It's not even all that. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay.
Okay. See how he forgets certain things?
Like I said, man, it was a long time ago, man. Like, I don't even know how this internet even works. What you mean? Google.
All right. So as we're going to move on, we're going to talk a little bit about this combine. You and TG said a couple of things that I want to ask. But the first thing I want to know with 100% certainty, because I saw something online and I wanted to make sure that this is true. So if you look on the screen, there is officially a ticker on the screen. And it says Steelers legend Arthur Moats, 4 forced fumbles and 4 fumble recoveries. So I want to know, did you force 4 and the 4 that you forced, you recovered all 4 of those? No. Or are we talking about 4 forced and then 4? So how many total were from the ones that you forced that you recovered? Any of those?
NFL wise? No, I don't think
so. Okay. So we're talking about, great. Yeah. So I mean,
it depends on how you look at it. Like, some people like that, some people don't. Some people are like, yo, if you force it, you need to go get it too. I'm like, yo, collegially, yes. Yeah, collegially was very different. Collegiate's like, yo, I'm gonna force this, I'm gonna recover this, you might even gonna run it back. Out here, you're like, bro, the fact that you made him put that ball down, thank God. Well, the fact that you actually found that ball, thank God. But I do remember him though, and I mean, I definitely remember the fumble recoveries because there's my little guys. This is his toys, man. That's what he likes to play with, man. So shout out to my son, man. Heck yeah, man. But yeah, man. Shout out to the fumble recoveries, the forced fumbles, stuff like that, man. I don't need. We're not dealing.
We'll keep that on the screen.
I'm not dealing with you. Why are you talking about?
Why do you do this? Keep it on the screen just as it's going by, just in case anybody wants to stop by, see what we're doing, see what we're talking about. They can kind of see your stats on the screen. I just thought it was remarkable, so I just wanted to add those. So just if you want to just look at the screen, don't forget, everyone, it's at the bottom of the screen. And I will play what I played earlier for you just randomly throughout the show. So we will see how amazing you are with your career and all this.
What are we doing?
You like that?
Funny, man.
You like that ticker?
This is funny.
So anyways, just in case you were ever wondering, those are his.
You just had time with your hands. What it look like? You just had time. You just had time.
So much time. I had
a lot of time.
So much time. You have no idea how much time I've had on my hands. Okay. Like, we have tickers. All right. And just in case you were wondering, yes, there's more tickers, and I will show them when the time needs to come.
We've already dropped 3 different new contents within like 36 minutes. I'm like, oh, how much you got in the bag? Like, this is wild, man.
I'm making permanent things. All right. So that throughout the whole off season, whenever I need it, I can just kind of click it and it's there. So because we have this scrolling ticker. Oh, let me get to the super chat and then I'll get to the scrolling ticker, because that is going to take me into what you and TG talked about, because I have a couple of questions about that. So the super chat from Country Malik 4814.
Shout out to the homie.
And we live. What's up, chat?
All the way live with it. Yeah.
You're so here. Okay. This show is all about Steelers legend, and I'm just here as a side piece.
No, it's not about legend. It's just about
side piece. I'm just here as an accessory. I'm just here as an accessory. My bad. I was like, I'm sorry. Let me write that down. I can't say that word ever again. Gosh. I'll be hearing about that later.
She said she was the side piece. I know it. There's no way they just get up here and just talk, boys. No way. I've been waiting on it. Oh, I got her now.
So funny too, because I was like, I have all these. I was thinking I have all these pieces of information, and then, so here we are, guys. Here we are. All right. I know. Okay. So for those of you that will say something later and clip it up and send it to me, I'm aware. Okay, I misspoke. My bad. Jesus.
She said she's a side piece.
Can you imagine? And the funny thing is I've never referred to myself as that ever in life. That's so funny. That is actually really funny. Anyway, so I'm looking for my sticky.
Shout out to all the side pieces out there in the world. All right, shout out to side pieces in the world. We're not gonna let these just walk over that. Shout out to all the side pieces in the world. Let's go. all the doctorate level PhD side pieces out there, man. All right, this ain't no regular side piece. All right, T said, "Yo, I'm a side piece." All right, shout out to doctorate level side pieces. All right, guys. All right, it's levels to side pieces out here. So shout out to all the side pieces.
Shout out to all the side pieces. Shout out to all the people that are a side piece.
Shout out to all of them. All right,
that is
Tanisha's
hilarious.
But shout out to all of them. All right,
I have to add that to a ticker. I have to add that to a ticker. Shout out to the side pieces of the world. That is awesome. That is so good. By the way, so we have a choice to make. I already know what your option is going to be, but I'm going to ask you. A super chat just rolled in, okay? And you know how I am with super chats, okay? When they roll in on my side, you already know what it is, okay? It's about a video, okay? So I need you to just say 1, 2, or 3, okay? We're just going to act normal. Everything's going to be fine. I'm about to show you how a side piece works a screen.
I was going to say, do we get to see, did I get to see a side piece on camera? We get to see a side piece on camera? Hey, Rod, you side piece what? Side piece.
Let me know what you want. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Let me know what you want. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Whatever you say, whatever number you say, that's the one I'll play. But
well, you know what? Okay.
David sent a side piece. David sent a
shout out to the side piece, David. All right, we appreciate the side piece, David. All right,
David, we appreciate that. So let me know. Okay, let me know 1, 2, 3, or 4.
Well, I'm going with 3 because if it was just 1, you can't be the side. If it was 2, then it's a couple. It's 3. All right, we're going 3 of them. All right, there it is. So,
Shout out to Rod. Announcement I have to make. If you do not like women, you don't support women, you don't find women attractive, do not look at the screen. Thank you very much.
Hooray!
Appreciate you. All right, the show is off the rails. I called it when I started it, so here we are. All right, here we are. All right, yeah, here we are. All right, it is a mess. Okay, it is a mess, just like I like it. I like it a little messy, a little chaotic.
I'm so glad that you started off with, yeah, I'm a side piece, and then we just get right to that. It's like, yo, this is perfect. This is just, man. Whoever is running this show today, man, salute you. All right, salute you.
I love that. All while your ticker is going on the bottom. There's a lot going on here. Okay. I don't know what you tuned in for, but if you just tuned in just to tune in because you need something to watch, we are so happy to be here to help you. Also, we have biscuits and mashed potatoes for sides. Okay. I know that's right. We don't hate that. Okay. We do not hate that at all. All right. Because you got to eat biscuits to get this thick. All right. So your combination with TG. There was one thing that you said, or at the very beginning, you all said, you were like, in order to do the install, you have to first know a couple of things, 5, 7, 11. And you were talking about like the 5 people that are eligible, the 7 people that have to be online. So my question is, when you have that as a defense, do you look at what to count? Is that why that matters? Or was he just saying it to set the stage?
Okay, so I love the question, actually. And shout out to you for this question. So think of it dual ways, right? He was breaking it down literally as if this is your first day in this meeting room, even NFL level, first day in the meeting room, right? And we are trying to set the stage of what the NFL playbook looks like for what we're trying to install. Dick LeBeau, I mean, I could go pull the page up. It is literally verbatim that, right? But the reason why you need to know the different rules and the different things that we're looking for or trying to get accomplished in that defense is so that way we can get a foundation for, like you said, situationally, what are we thinking? What is the purpose of this? If it's a blitz, you know, as a corner, ball's coming out faster. So I got to have a little bit more urgency at the beginning of this thing, but there is a chance that that blitz doesn't get home. And now I'm at the inconvenient spot, right? So you think of all of that, but that's what we're talking about when it's like 5, 7, 11. Okay. So who are my 5s? Who are the people that we're even looking at first off? What's the personnel grouping? So it's just teaching you the foundation of, man, these are the things I need to be processing, because you go out there and it's like and the reason why I brought up the Chicago Bears game was because specifically that happened to us, right? We didn't have enough people on the offense on the line of scrimmage when Mason Rudolph scrambled for 20 plus yards, would have had us in field goal range that ultimately would have tied the game or put us in position to win, right? And I kept harping on that because it was a little detail of either, I think it was Jaylen Warren and whoever the receiver was, but neither one of them had lined up on the line of scrimmage, and they both were kind of like in the same general area. And it's like, man, if one person just steps up 2 feet, that play is fine. And now we got what we're looking for. But that goes back to 5, 7, 11, right? Just your basic principles. So even in that space, it's like, that wasn't week 1. That's like week 6, right? Week 7. But it's still, it's such a rudimentary thing that if you overlook it, it can come back and bite you in the butt. So that's why, regardless of the play, when you started off, yes, these are the basic principles, and we're going to keep hitting that. I mean, this coach that will literally just say, man, 1, 2, 3. If you can count to 3, you can play for me, because everything is based off, all right, this hole, that hole, that hole, or A, B.
And so as a defense, because you have to know what you're defending. And that is why it matters to you, because you have you want to see what the picture is that you're looking at. Right. And so you have to identify the picture, and that's the way that you can identify the picture. And so if a guy runs in, okay, and if a guy runs in and says he's eligible, okay, then that identifies something. Okay, I get it. Because I guess I was, go ahead.
So the other part is this. They don't tell us they're eligible when they come on the field, right? We have the person that's obviously up in the booth or on the sideline that's going to be calling in personnel to Patrick Queen saying, yo, this is diamond, this is nickel, right? Or this is base personnel. Or offensively, they're telling us, hey, look, man, it's 21 personnel. Or we'll say Kings, or we'll say whatever, pony, pro, however we want to word it. It's like, yo, that means 21, that means 11, that means 13. So as soon as I hear the word, yo, they're in pony, all right, that means they got 2 bags, no tight ends or receivers. I'm instantly thinking, man, this is going to be pass. This is going to be something out the backfield quick. Why? Because they don't have a tight end on the line of scrimmage, so they can't protect dudes in terms of running the football with this formation. And they got 2 running backs back there. The likelihood of 2 running backs, 1 block for the other running back, that's like Jalen Warren block for Kenneth Gainwell, Kenneth Gainwell block for Jalen Warren. Okay. I'm not overly concerned about that. So that's what I'm listening for. And now I can continue to process through that call. Whereas if you don't have that, it's like, man, what personnel is this? So now when I line up, I don't know if this is a big body, a little body. We don't know if this is a speed guy or if he's trying to block me. So now I'm worrying about too many things. And at this level, if you're worrying about 5, 6, 9 things before a call, you're screwed. You want to have it down to where it's like 3 things I'm accounting for, I'm hoping for, I'm highly anticipating. And then whatever else can come as an outlier, you react to that. You say I'm athletic enough and I got enough guys around me to make it right. But that's
you're definitely athletic enough. That makes sense.
Oh, here you go with this, man. Here you go. But that's kind of like the thought process. But the funny thing, and we were kind of joking about it with that when I tell you 30 minutes, right? That will be block 1 on a 16-page block sheet.
Yeah, because you're adding different. Yeah.
I mean, that's a static formation that isn't even like a truly like ambiguous formation, but it does have a little bit of not completely normal because the tight end wasn't on the line of scrimmage, right? So all of these little things change how you play it. If it's a motion, changes, right? If these are 1 running back and now it's only receivers and tight ends, that changes. Like, so that's the nuance that comes into it versus if you just watch it on TV, you're like, all right, they was in cover 3. Well, why the heck then? It's like, what were they playing against that though? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
and that's
like that's a lot
always,
there.
That's always my kind of thing is like, you can tell me but like, what do you know? Like, do you know whose assignment was what? Do you know what they practiced all week? Do you know? And because we often see just little clips or little snippets of like during a meeting, whatever clip we do get where the coach is harping this week, so-and-so, this week, such and such, this week. So when the game comes, we honestly don't know whose fault it is. We don't know unless we were in the meeting room all week hearing who was getting harped on. Like, hey, this week, this is your responsibility. So it's really interesting. And that was really my question, because I was like, I think they're setting this up because when you're on defense, you have to know what the offense is doing just at a basic level. But then as I was listening, I was like, nah, maybe maybe that's not it. But it sounds like that's what's going on. You're just setting the table. You're just setting the table.
Yeah. And you have to remember too, with me and TG, we graduated to what we consider like higher level mentally football players, right? Because what I mean is this though, right? When we say like getting to the NFL, right? Nobody is a bad athlete in the NFL, right? You said it all the time, right? Even at Texas, right? The worst athlete at Texas is still a God gifted just freak. But every athlete from Texas doesn't make it to the NFL, nor do they have long careers, right? Because everybody is athletic. Everybody is big. Everybody is fast. Everybody's strong. So that doesn't surprise us. But the guys that can graduate to mentally thinking more of just, instead of it just being, what's my job right here? So I can say cover 3. And for some people, a lot of people in the league, heck, maybe 65 to 70% of the guys in the league are going to say, my job is cover 3. All right, I got curl flat. And be like, all right, what else? What else happens to cover 3 though? Who's the hook curl, man? Where's the strong cook? Who has the stress? What are we looking at versus empty? What if it's motion empty versus a line empty? And they're like, I just got curl flat. It's like, yeah, bro, we're screwed. Yeah. That's what a lot of the dudes think like, and that's why they get out of here so fast, because once something changes or somebody is not doing their job and now it puts more stress on them, they don't even understand why or where it's happening and then how to account for that. Whereas the dudes that figured that part out, you're able to last longer. Because you might make a mistake next to me, but if I know what to expect and I know how to cover that, now I'm not going to look crazy and people are going to be saying, hey, man, most what was you doing? It's like, no, I was ready. I had this handled. Yeah. And that's the part that for guys like me and TG, you have to graduate to that, because neither one of us is 6'4", 260, run 4'2", right?
Power.
Right. Yeah, so that's the other part. Right. Yeah. So that's the thing that we look at when we're talking these defenses. It's like, yeah, man, me and TG graduated to the point that, yeah, we are way more higher level thinking. And that's why we're breaking all that stuff down to show you how, when you know this, it slows it down. And now you play so much faster versus a younger guy that is elitely athletic, but doesn't know what he's looking at. Man, that motion happens. And just from there, you're like, oh, I was supposed to drop 10 to 12. Now which way I go? Oh, you ain't telling me that. Like, come on, baby. And they're not going to hold your hand and tell you that. They're going to give you that book for cover 3 versus base. It's going to be 30 pages. And they're like, yo, you need to do all of that.
Of those books?
I have all the books, and they're all like that thick, like ridiculous. Yeah. But you could tell the guys.
I've never met a former football player that doesn't have his books still. Like I've never met one.
Like this, right? As a doctorate, right? The person with a doctorate. The books that you were reading, the books that you had to like really, really study and harp on, like, do you still have them or did you get rid of all of them?
I got rid of some of the stuff. But but mine, but it's different though. Okay. Football builds on top of each other, right? Yeah. It's like you can kind of go back and go, oh, right, because this is the foundation and now I can build on that. When you're getting your degree, when you're in your first like 2 years, it's coursework. So it's like some of it, it's just like any other coursework in life. Some of it you're like, I will never use this ever again. Yeah. So I don't need this. But then some of it you're like, oh, this course sparked, like your stats books and how to research statistical things. Like, yes, you keep those, but you don't keep the things that are just flybys. So it's a little bit different, but it's the same concept.
Because I think will be a little bit different, because with football, instead of us just working on general principles, it's as if you were doing a 1-year course study with this specialist, right? Whoever the highest researcher is with in this field. Yes. And that's what it's like. So when we talk about, I got to work with Dave Wanstead, Chan Gailey, Dick LeBeau, Mike Tomlin, it's like, these are the elites of their field, and you just are their understudy, and you take rapid notes, you watch their playbook, read it as if it's the Bible, right? Because for their specific defense, it is like Dave Wanstead's 4-3 is very different than George Edwards' 3-4, very different than Mike Pettin's hybrid 3-4-4-3, which is very different than Dick LeBeau's 3-4, which is very different than Keith Butler's 3-4, which has some similarities, but then it's completely different than when you throw in that Mike Tomlin 3-4 / heavy Tampa 2 coverage defense, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. If you know, that's the history of it, right? So you start going around, and then you get Steve Wilkes, who's running that Carolina Panthers 4-3 Tampa 2 middle runner, a la Luke Kuechly, Thomas Davis and company down there. So everybody has like different variations, but the general course part, I see what you want to. I'm like, I can dig this.
Yeah, the foundational stuff you keep. Okay, well, thanks for that. I was going through and I was watching that and I was like, I think I know what they're doing, but I'm not sure. So I just wanted to ask, just so I can, because as I watch them, I got my notes. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. No, that actually makes sense. So that's good. There is a random question like that I actually wondered yesterday too. What happened with the audio for your membership?
So the only thing with that was I just put the wrong video up there. So shout out to you. That's it.
So just in case you were wondering, I have the one with sound. So
that's really all that was, man.
Yeah, TG missed out on like the sound. So I have the one with sound.
So the funny thing is, this is like, I be laughing because once again, everybody be so like perfect, and I'm over here just like thugging it. So I'm like, we on a whole different software. It's like, the video is updated. Shoot, the first show it wasn't even a video, so I'm glad nobody joined on that day. I'll be like, it is what it is, though. Yeah.
I thought the software was silencing the video.
No.
It was okay. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
I love content.
And look, I always laugh too, because it's like, man, when you work in this field, which you already know,
Sometimes
which
you get
platform
it right.
you're using. No. I'm saying like, man, sometimes you're on Riverside, sometimes you're on StreamYard.
Yeah.
Now we on OBS again. It's like, oh yeah, which is fun, but it's a lot different, way
100%.
different than StreamYard. It's like, you want to speak French or you want to speak Spanish? All right. Yeah. And then Riverside's like, hey, throw some German in there while we at it. Yeah. But either way, though, it's a blast. Though, heck yeah.
I actually like the
was.
silent sound of the snow. It was actually pretty cool. I love that sound. So I often use that sound in my videos, that snow sound.
So I was actually, before we had started, I was going to shout you out because I was like, yeah, you showing up yesterday and saying the sound thing made me actually go and just look to see, oh, let me see what this is. And I was like, oh yeah, I just put the raw video there. So yeah.
I do that all the time. I do that all the time. I mean, half the time though, it doesn't make it to release. I'll upload a video and I'm like, oh, we're good. And then I'll watch. I'm like, that ain't the right video. That ain't even the right one.
Like, look, I should be over here like, man, you know how I feel about it, boys. It's out there, man.
It is what it is.
It. Yeah, you know I ain't lose no sleep.
Yeah, at least they know you're not AI, right?
So look, guys,
also, I just needed to start our second ticker.
Oh, I want to show the top now. What's this one?
Screen.
What the heck?
This one is about the solo tackles for the NFL legend. So I wanted to put that on the top for us for no reason other than I have it. So I'm like, why not put the ticker on the top? So
funny.
Yeah, so we're just like we're just tickering out. So there's that. The other thing is too,
I looked up like there was a ticker at the bottom. I'll be up at the
yeah, Steelers legend. All of his stats and his solo tackles are on the top of the screen if you were curious and if you ever wanted to know. I get all my stats straight off ESPN. Sometimes I don't know if they're right or not, but hey, I am going with them because I also look on like Pro Football Rep. There's so many places you can look, and I'm like, if any of these are consistent, I'm stealing them, and if they're wrong, it doesn't matter. Okay, that is what it says on the internet, and the internet is 100% accurate. So that is that. So this is the point in the show where I like to say, don't forget to hit the like button, double check, and make sure that you are subscribed to both of our channels. We're streaming live on both of them.
No, Wendy. We aren't fancy. She's fancy. All right. This is her. This is the doctor. Okay. I am just a guy that found a cool little job coming out of college and I was able to stay there for a while. Okay. That was it. All right. This right here, this is fancy. This is doctorate. When they say PhD, they don't say PhD Moats. They say Arthur. All right. That's how they say me. That's PhD. Okay. Just that. Yeah. Just so we're on the same page here. Okay, guys.
So I'm going. So because he's up here lying to people,
and Wendy, you also missed it, Wendy. No,
Wendy, I'm going to show Wendy. I'm going to show Wendy.
Don't listen to the side piece. All right. She says she's the side piece, and she's the elite level side piece. She's the doctor side piece. All right. Don't you listen to this, okay? That's what she said. That's what she said. I ain't said. She said this, okay? And it's a whole chat. It's a whole chat that can back me up on this, okay, guys? She said she was the side piece, okay, Wendy? So don't you fall for this, Wendy? She's trying to set me up, okay?
Wendy, just in case you were wondering what his job was. This is his job straight out of college, 9-year career
just a little casual
in the NFL. Here are the 3 teams that he played for from that job. And what did you say, Chad?
That I had. You wanted
to see the video? Here's the video. Phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. So I'll just keep it on the about his jobs.
I had to move my family. I had to move away from it, then relocate you ever had to take your children to Arizona? Have you ever lived in Arizona? First of all, it was so hot out there in Arizona.
It is hot in Arizona.
All right. So it was like, man, it was just a lot of stress. Okay. It was a lot to deal with.
Everybody knows
a lot of life.
Gaslighting you right now.
And who can attest to this? I have been injured on the job at all of these sites too. Okay. Physically injured, okay? Ligaments
you have a medical team on staff to
altered. We had to call medical assistance when the injury did happen, and just like every American, the medical people were able to come at a speedy time. Okay, they were there very very hastily. You know what I mean? They did a good job. Okay, and that's what we love.
The place you were employed by.
That's what we love, the medical field, okay? That's all I know, okay?
Were they employed by the same place you were employed by?
They had ambulance. They had the ambulance little insigniaries.
Who were they employed by?
You know, that's about my pay grade. You know what I'm saying? Because I was injured at the time. So I couldn't even ask him. I was just like, my knee, my arm, my leg,
so I would like to speak for all average Americans. Okay, we do not have medical staff available to us when we are at work that can just show up on the drop of a hat. Okay, so again, he is lying.
But no. Let's clarify this. No, wait a minute. Hold on now, TaNeisha.
The fact that this is going on in the
That is
background as you're
actually
lying to
not
us
true.
is actually
That's not
classic.
true, though. It's not true. I've seen people at regular establishments, as you quoted, regular, pass out and they receive medical attention. I've seen physical altercations at places of employment, and for sure, I've seen law enforcement and medical staff arrive at a time. I've seen all of that. Okay, I've seen all of that.
You're
actually,
almost an hour into the show.
I've seen that. Okay, I've seen that. I'm saying I've seen that. I've personally seen that. All right, I've seen it. Okay, I've been in Wendy's before. All right, I've been to Wendy's. Look. Hey, look. You ever been to Walmart on Post Boulevard? All right. Walmart on Post Boulevard. I say, hey, there's plenty of ambulances, police being there all the time. All right. You know what I'm talking about? All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Stop playing.
Like, what is going on? Yeah. So if anybody believes that, hit the like button. Nobody's going to hit the like button because nobody believes that. So we're in trouble.
Wendy's on Church Boulevard. All right. Y'all heard me. Walmart. All right.
Dangerous. Okay.
Okay. All right. There you go. I've seen it. Seen it.
No one believes
you. That person out. Okay. I've seen it.
No one believes you. No one. We're an hour into the show. No one believes you. Still, like, you've had an hour to convince us, and still no one believes you. So
it's because you're manipulating these people. You're using that PhD, that doctorate level understanding to ultimately manipulate the people and make them feel as if I'm not one of them, as if me fresh out of college, grinding, scratching, crawling, doing whatever I could to just, provide. I'm just trying to, just trying to get some food for my daughter. You know what I mean? That's all I was trying to do. What Biggie Smalls say, man? Y'all call the police, but I was trying to, get some food for my daughter. That's all I was trying to do, man. All right. I had to go to New York the same way Biggie was in New York. Okay. I was just like Biggie Smalls. We was both in New York having to get it. Okay. We was trying to do it for our daughters. All right. He put 5 carats in his baby girl ear. I was just trying to get my little baby girl some little dangly earrings. That's what she wanted. All right. She didn't want to with the dangly earrings. She was like, down here, dangly earrings, Dad. I got you, boo. All right. That's all I was trying to do. Okay. That's it. All right.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about this combine, because now we all know that you're full of it. So you're full of it. There's that. The other thing is too, I would like to say on another show, I have 2 questions. First question is, on another show, you mentioned that the NFL scouts would be at practice.
Mm-hmm.
Did you find that the ones that you saw at practice, then when you went to the combine, did you see the same scouts there? Like,
I personally didn't remember. Yeah, okay. So no, I know exactly what you're talking about. So honestly, when I tell you, like, I didn't start to put faces and like pairing them together to probably like year 7, year 8 in the league. When I tell you, see so many faces in the scouting department, even when you're on a team for 4 years, you might only see 1 or 2 like of the scouts in passing, and that's like we talked about on those Mondays or Tuesdays when they're bringing in people to work out for various positions. So you're not even really focused on them, or you look at them as that's the guy that cuts everybody, the Grim Reaper.
No, right? I mean when you were in college.
Oh, so even in college. So I'm just picking the scene for you. So like across the board, like the scouts are still the same scouts, but the scouting department as a whole, think of scouting department as like they're the back end in the kitchen. They're the chefs. They're the guys working the fires. They're the ones doing all the cooking, but you're the one that works the register, right? So I see you. I know your face. But you got a whole department of like 50 dudes that we don't even. So it's pictures from, once again, college, right? Where I'm at my pro day and I can actually like, yo, that's the Bills scout that I didn't even know he worked with the Bills until 10 years later. You know what I mean? So now when I think back to when I was in practices or even coming up on my visit out of high school and seeing scouts out there, I'm like, yo, it very well could have been them dudes, but you're just so like, yo, this is cool that the league guys are there, but you got so much that you're trying to like process, and you don't also want to look like you thirsty about it or like you over the top about it, because that also pushes them back. Like, because you see those dudes like, hey, I'm such. Hey, this is my friend. And it's like, yo, bro, that ain't that either. You know what I mean? So it's like you're just reading all of it. And then you also, for me, because I'm a big performance guy, I'm like, shoot, when I see the guys are here, some people get nervous. They're like, oh my God, like the scouts are here. Oh my God. I'm like, hell yeah, they here. Let's go. You know what time it is. Like, I don't know who they're here for, but they're here for me. Like, that's all I be thinking. Yeah.
Okay.
But I wish I could like keep the same pictures, but for sure, I have like 2 pictures, and literally it's like one dude from Buffalo and the other guy was early on Pittsburgh, but my associate with them before I even knew they were like scouts legitimate was, yo, you're the Grim Reaper, because you're the guy that cuts people. You're the guy that tells them, yo, bring your playbook up. And then you're like, oh, you're not that. You're actually a kind of cool guy. I hated you for so long. I'm so sorry. Yeah. You cut my friend. I wanted to punch you.
You cut my friend. I understand that. Okay. That was something I was wondering as you kind of go to this next stage of getting ready for the combine. And the cool thing about this, so, okay, I have a couple of ways that I want to approach this. The first thing is I found an article that was written on you from the Steelers, where they talked about like your combine experience or whatever. And I can't show any of that because obviously it's whatever, but I'm going to put in the chat. So chat, if you ever want to watch anything that is super amazing, it just talks about Moats' experience with combine, his craziest drill, like all the stuff, right? All the details. There's videos of you like doing the drills and stuff like that. I thought it was cool.
Talking about.
Yeah. But the one thing I wanted to ask you is, I know on there you said the hardest part was, or something that I guess maybe you weren't prepared for. Maybe you were prepared, but you weren't really sure how in depth it's going to be, was the mental side of it, because you didn't get a lot of sleep, but there was just a lot going on. And then you said the other thing is the order of events caught you off guard. So I'm curious to know, is there, first of all, what were you known for? What was something like in the combine where you were like, I nailed this. I did fantastic with that. And then the second thing is now reflecting and looking back, was there anything you could have done differently that you think maybe would have prepared you differently?
Okay. So the thing that I was known for was explosive athlete, like compact frame, but dude can run fast. Yeah. And that was what it was, man. When you talking 40, broad jump, vert, that was going to show every single time. Right. So that was one thing that was known about me that I lived up and that I felt like, I aced that part. And even personally, as I told you and Mark, I was like, I still left some on the table because I was more worried about my weight than necessarily running the fastest time I could run, because that was that, like, back then it was like, yo, you got to weigh a certain amount to even be considered, a guy that could play both inside or outside. But in terms of, knowing what I know now, it's like, I don't even know if I would change anything, though. Honestly, it's like the things that caught me off guard were, yes, the scheduling is nuts. The order of events is nuts. You would think that, hey, when you see these guys run or you see these guys lift, you do it when you're the freshest you're going to be, because that's when most people would assume to set events, right? When you're fresh. But we've said this before, outside of preseason game 1, you're never showing up to an NFL game fresh or feeling great or feeling 100%. That's like the lie that media and fans tell you. Is like, nobody's ever healthy. You already are starting at 90, if that. And then it's like, you better pray that you're above 50% by the time you get to the postseason, because that's how physically and mentally demanding it is. So for me, that was an adjustment, because I'm under the impression that, you would do this stuff early on, but when you find out, you're going to do it at the end of the week, that's different. Now, what they also don't tell you is, remember that injury that you had your freshman year, that injury you had your sophomore year, that injury you had your junior year and senior year. Granted, they weren't anything substantial that you had to miss time, but whatever it was, it's 32 teams. These are 32 independent companies that work under the NFL umbrella, meaning just because TaNeisha has a doctorate and TaNeisha said you're okay, that don't got nothing to do with my doctorate, and that don't have nothing to do with my doctor saying you're okay. The same way with that doctor, that team. So, you might have sprained your ankle or had a knee sprain at one point in time. And after the first 2 doctors twisted, maneuver it, and tried to aggravate it and agitate it to see how it's going to respond, it's not that bad. But after 32 doctors have done that,
it's pretty bad.
It
hurts again all of a sudden.
and then they add insult to it by saying, okay, we want to get it MRI'd. Once again, though, I'm not going off of that one. I'm not sharing this with y'all. No. Or you want that image? Well, I want this image. Oh, you want that? Well, I want this and that image, because every doctor has to be the one that has all the stuff. So you'll sit in the MRI machine once again, 12 hours, 15 hours.
Because everybody wants their piece.
Absolutely. And remember what I was saying in the sense of, how do you respond to that? We've seen dudes freak out. Man, I ain't sitting here that long. I'm claustrophobic. Or, man, this is dumb. And it's like, they mark all that. They see all of that. Right. Yeah. So you're dealing with that mentally. Then on top of that, it's, hey, you're not getting no sleep. You went to bed at midnight, 1 a.m. Hey, look, we got this piss test at 4 a.m. Don't you trip on that. And you better not be late for that either. But hey, I know that, you had the piss test at 4 o'clock this morning. We're going to keep your meetings all the way till 1 o'clock again because, hey, we want to have a private meeting with you. We want to have a one-off with you because you're special. Let me see how you respond, though. How are you answering these questions at 10 o'clock at night with that spotlight on you? You're like, bro, is this for real right now? Like, Jesus, But
did
then
they
you also
prepare you for all that? Like in your preparation, did they tell you that what got kind of
it's communicated? It's communicated, but just like with anything, right? Mike Tyson will say everybody has a plan until you get punched in the mouth. It's easy to talk about how you're going to respond to getting punched until you've actually gotten punched. And you're like, whoa, I thought this was going to feel like a 5. This feel like a 15. It is like,
and I'm tired.
That's right. But you're also under the premise of what? Man, this is the biggest job interview of my life, right? One mistake, and we see it every year, right? You get in trouble at the combine, something goes wrong, medical, whatever it is. It's like you test wrong. You don't answer the right questions. You're Wonderlic. And you're like, yo, have you ever taken the Wonderlic? Wonderlic is kind of foolish, right? But the way they even give it to you
anymore, do they?
I'm not sure what they've done the past couple of years, but I know when I was there, it was still like a thing, right? Okay. And it was like, man, they even give it to you in a casual manner in the sense of like, oh, hey, da, 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 da. And it's like, yo, y'all do a lot of these mental games. Or talked about some of the questions, right, that we get. And it's like, yo, you'll be in that same space. You'll go from a question like, hey, Brian and Rack, were you scared to sit here to here, take the Wonderlic? You're like, bro, how the heck we just transition from this? Like, what?
Just take it real quick.
Yeah. But those are the things that you're dealing with while also having everybody in the world, agent included, talking about, yo, are you moving up? Or are you moving down? Did you do well? So it's a lot of that while you're still trying to physically go out there, perform after sitting, being inconvenienced, being pulled prod for 4 days prior to running. Now go out there and run that 4. You like, oh, and we ain't been training for like football. We've been training to run combine drills, and now you want me to do field work on top of this? Like, hold on, bro. This is a lot with this camera. And everybody's talking about, hey, he don't move that well. Of course I don't have to. You didn't mess with my knee. You didn't mess with my ankle. You didn't jack up my shoulder. Like, yeah.
Do they play it in the stadium? You know, the stadium has the TVs. Do they play? Can you see the telecast in the stadium?
Not when I was there. No. Okay. Now, when I was there, honestly, like the only communication that we would have with anything off of that field, it was 2 dudes that didn't work out in my group. And the one guy had a phone on him, and he was the only one that was kind of like updating us. Like, and we had a big group. So that's how I didn't know what I ran when I first ran. You don't even know if you ran fast or not. You just like, y'all just ran. And nobody, because there's so much going on that field with scouts, GMs, everybody in the stands. So you hear that chatter. You got the coaches that are on the field, and then you got the players that are on the field. And then just because we're running the 40s, you'll still have another group on the other side doing something totally different. Yeah. So it's like, man, all right, where's that good? And then somebody hits you, hey, bro, you ran something fast, bro. You was cooking. Like, oh, all right. But like, you don't know other than that. You just see them cameras all on up in the ceiling. You're like, God damn, all right. Hopefully I mess up. And that's all you can think about. Like, I gotta perform.
Yeah. And I've put on the bottom ticker now the most impressive thing from your draft in 2000 or from the combine in 2010 was your 40 time. So you were talking about that. Man. You know, I got your time up there, and that was tied for the second fastest in your group that year. That's phenomenal. That's super cool because you mentioned like one of those.
Actually, that wasn't good enough though. I was pissed about that actually.
But hey, but you like that's pretty good. Like to get, I feel like top 3 in any group is people will pay attention, and the more you stay in the top half of testing, the better it looks for you. So yeah, I just wanted to put that little tidbit up there because you know those are your numbers, and you talked about them on the show with Mark, and I thought, you know what? Why don't I just scroll those across the screen too as we're talking about the combine?
She wants to put up my failures, guys. Okay,
failure. Let's just read that.
She's putting up my failures, guys.
NFL combine results. Anything that comes after that, honestly, doesn't even matter because how many guys get invited to this thing? 300 or what was it?
Yeah. You're right.
I mean, so that's 300 times probably what 1,500 people, and then you were the second fastest. No, what we're not going to do is lessen these accomplishments. Okay, so you can say what you want to say, but those of us on the outside world that had to get real jobs, that's impressive. So, and there's more of us than there is of you. It's
a real job.
Struggle jobs. The struggle job bus, the ones that we had to like figure out what kind of insurance plans we were going. what kind of transplants we're gonna do. How we're gonna save money when we're making $125 a week. Okay, that is not the.
I had to figure out insurance too, guys. A little bit low, man. All right.
No, I just and you know what? Sometimes like other people need to be reminded who you are. So there you go. You were at the 2010 combine. That means you got an invite, and then second. Okay,
it makes you feel old. I feel in that 2010. That was a long time. It was a long time ago, bro. You got to think about that.
And it's still, and you know what? You're still searchable, and that is what really matters. You're still searchable. You're still searchable.
You're
you know,
funny, man.
Yeah. So our Steelers are going to be.
Is there any other? Do you have anything else back here, man? Like I'm like, the tickers. It was a top ticker. It was a different bottom ticker early on in the show, and now there's a whole another ticker down here. I'm just like, yo, you. Shout out to you. All right.
A woman
shout out to you.
Would never reveal all.
Shout
of
out to you. Because wow.
Okay. And never reveal all of her secrets. But you know, because I happen to like you, I happen to think you're pretty cool. This is a great point in the show to just say that the Steelers legend has 16.5 total NFL career sacks. All right. If you have 1 sack, 0.5 sacks, any sacks in the NFL, this is a great opportunity. The ticker is now at the top for you to let me know in the comment section below what you are, how many stats that you have, what are your records? You know, what are your things? Because 16.5 sacks in the NFL is phenomenal. So there's that. The man has solo tackles. He has forced fumbles. He has recovered fumbles. He has all of those things. So I am just calling it out here
just the guy,
because it is very important that we give this man his flowers. You know what I'm saying? Like people do let me clear my throat.
I've received all the
people
flowers
do
that I've
amazing
needed to receive
in life. And sometimes we just act like they're just normal things because time has passed. That stuff is not normal. Okay. It doesn't matter how much time has passed. This man has 16.5 sacks in the NFL. Are you kidding me? So we're going to talk about it. Look. Every show I'm on, I will mention it. It will be on here. I have tickers. And when I need to click on them, I will click on them. So there's that. David, I have no clue what you're even talking about. So if you have a question you want to ask it in the chat, I have no clue what you're talking about.
You have just like way too much time was on your hands. All right.
This took like 7 seconds.
Time.
This is no
way
way
this took 7 seconds.
This is so easy that I can teach you how to do it.
Absolutely not. This is not.
Let's make a deal. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
When this is over, I'm going to, it will take me maybe 15 seconds for me to show you how to do this. And when it takes you 15 seconds, when next show you need to come back and say, you know what? She was right. It took 15 seconds.
Okay.
That is how easy it is. So I'm just saying, I just happened to see this and I was like, I want to test this out. Ooh, great idea. You should pull up every quarterback he's sacked. Yeah, I might get a ticker on that. That's a good one. And I can just add these.
Man.
Yeah, that's a great idea. About Lloyd. I have no idea. Did you see a comment about Lloyd? I don't even know who Lloyd is. David, yes, drop your update about this weekend, please.
Yeah, now I'm lost for a second, man. I was like, Lloyd, I don't know.
I have no. Maybe did it come through?
The way that I've been under siege, all right, the way that I've been under attack today, I haven't had a chance to like be all the way locked in like that. All right, I've been under. Oh, Greg Lloyd, shout out to Greg Lloyd. Okay, so what are you?
Oh,
that's my Greg
Lloyd.
So
what was the question?
Oh, but I said I could talk some Greg Lloyd. I mean, no big Greg Lloyd, I know little Greg Lloyd. Actually, shout out to both.
Yeah.
I
don't know. I can't find the question if it's here.
Yeah, I didn't see the question either.
Man. He just wanted to know. He just wanted to know if you've met him. Have you ever met Greg Lloyd?
Dude, actually, man, shout out to Greg Lloyd. And I'm scared to say that.
I really had to dig for that one.
Yeah, but yeah, man, I've met Greg Lloyd, man, multiple times, man. Me and his son were actually teammates also when I was up in Buffalo, man. It was funny too, man, because I was like, dude, you low-key like big as heck, man. But he was cool as heck, man. Greg Lloyd Sr., though, man, I was a fan of him, obviously, from his playing time. In fact, I vividly remember, man, being in grade school and picking up a Steelers book, and he was on the cover. And I remember telling him that with my mom before she passed away. We were up in we were at a Steelers cruise, and he was up there with us, man. So we really got a chance to like break bread with them, kick it with them. just really, like I said, man, connect with him. And it was cool for me because he was one of those, like, one of my, like, yo, you're an OG, like, name, but really was like so down to earth, put the arms around me and was like really kicking it, like on some, bro, man, let's talk. And it was like, yo, to me, it was like so cool to see Greg freaking Lloyd. I'll never forget. Me and my mom was like, yo, mom, it's Greg Lloyd. Like, bruh.
Yeah.
Just casually having a whole conversation, like a legit, like, sit down, take time, like, let's connect. Like, I thought it was cool as heck, man. So yeah, man. But dude, you talk about,
I'm glad,
a dog, man. Oh my God. Like Greg Lloyd, Kevin Green, man, those, like, as a defender, right? Just set the scene. As a defender, before I was ever a Steelers fan, I always felt like, man, if you could play linebacker for the Pittsburgh Steelers, you are a legit dog because of them dudes right there. It's like, nobody just plays for the Steelers defense. Like, killers play for that defense. And that was how I've always looked at them. And like I told you, my first experience watching NFL football was the Super Bowl, right? Steelers, Cowboys. Steelers obviously lose to the Cowboys, man. It's the Neil O'Donnell game. That made me the Cowboys fan because literally next day, that's the Cowboy helmet. I'm like, oh, that's dude. I'm here. But that defense, that's Steelers defense? Come on, man. Forever always thinking about that, man. Back with them OG, like, plastic face masks at time, man. Levon Kirkland and company, like, think of all of that, man. So absolutely, man. Shout out to Greg Lloyd, man.
I love that. Also, I just want to address something. I'm not going to even dignify it with putting it on the screen, but I think that I'm going to say this tactfully. It's not, whenever somebody achieves something very high that only less, like a average of 1% of people achieve, even just being there is the message. Just being there is the message. Having a stat is amazing. Having any stats and a multitude of stats and being a person that you're actually watching on the screen as you're here, that's what's embarrassing. Is that somebody achieved something so phenomenal and you're calling that embarrassing. So stop it. Like, people, I just needed to say that because, like, we need a measuring on what's embarrassing and, like, this is just saying. So we enjoy it.
Honestly,
I'm just saying.
I enjoy it.
Like,
that's my show.
I can't imagine watching somebody and saying anything about that.
TaNeisha, I'm sorry. No. You know what you say? You right, bro. You better than me, bro. You got way more than me, baby. Listen, all right? I'm with you.
I'm from Texas. So you know what you say? You say, that is ridiculous. You're ridiculous. Grow up and bless your heart, and you keep it moving. So we're going to the super chat.
You're right. I wish you nothing but the best.
So Michael Starks 5862 says, what's your process for evaluating QBs? If you don't have a process, what's your process for evaluating defensive linemen and linebackers? I kind of like this question. Moats has more of a process than I ever do. So,
oh my, I don't have any crazy.
Well, when it comes to evaluation, though, because for you're able to see different things than I would.
So with quarterbacks, right? For me, man, I always start with the 3-game thing, right? I like to watch 3 games just so I can get a feel for just overall how they played, man. Because some dudes look great in one game and look terrible in another game. Some dudes will look terrible in a game and a half, and then it's like the other game and a half they look elite. So it's like I just want to have at least some options or different. Man, this was a really good defense. This was an okay defense. This was the middle of the pack, and it's like, yo, you just kind of go from there, and then from there it's like, all right, arm strength. Can you throw the deep out, right? When you're on right hash and you're throwing that 15 to 20 yard deep out to the left, right? That left sideline, because that's going to tell me arm strength. Because at the NFL level, our hashes are more condensed. So that's a lot longer of a throw. It's a lot harder of a throw at this level compared to collegiately at times when they're making those throws. So that's the thing that I want to know from an arm strength standpoint. Then I want to see, man, how tough are you? One of the things I loved about Shedeur coming out of college, right? Shedeur Sanders was, man, not the fact that, man, this dude holds the ball too long. No, it was the fact that he always got up. It's the fact that, man, this dude was one of the most most sacked quarterbacks, and he always got up. Mm-hmm. That matters because lets me know toughness, because at this level, you are going to get hit and hit a lot. Why? Because if dudes like me who barely did anything for 9 years and had what we had accomplished, it's some real life killers out there. You feel me? Yeah. So that's the part where it's like, man, I need to know that you're going to actually get up. You're not going to just cut and run because you're inconvenienced. You're not going to seek comfort because you decided to do something that didn't have the type of, cachet, and it's not revered the same way. We don't hold that against anybody, but that's kind of how we would look at it at times. So I want to see all that with that quarterback. I also want to know, is he a leader or not? Is he a front runner? Because there are a lot of people in this world that are front runners. There are a lot of people in this world that don't like to feel less than, and when they do feel less than, they try to tear down for the simple sake of tearing down.
Lash out.
Right? Yep. But that's what you see at times with quarterbacks. It's like, when they get all the praise and everything's going well, man, they're the best guys. They high five everybody. Then when they start throwing picks, something gets wrong, they get hit, they want to point the fingers. We don't want that. That was part of our concern with Aaron Rodgers when he was coming over here, right? Could he be a good teammate? Could he, in the face of adversity, remain calm, not seek comfort, not minimize his role, not say, hey, man, because you're doing something that's getting a little bit more attention than is making me feel less than, I'm not going to shoot you down. I'm actually going to praise you and say, you know what? Dang, you are inspiring me to be better, right? That's the thing that I wanted to see. And that's what Aaron Rodgers was giving to us this year, right? On numerous occasions when he had plenty of times to do what? Point the finger, get at this, get at that. So when I'm looking at quarterback, I'm looking at all of those things. And that's just, like I said, the small foundation of it. Now, D-line, linebackers is more in depth because that's my natural position. That's what I've done for so long. So there are going to be certain things.
For how long?
Since I was defense was 7-8 years old. Yes, I've been doing this for a while. Some people identify what they're passionate about and they are able to, formulate a career path, stay disciplined, make sacrifices, and ultimately be a playmaker and go get what they desire. Others, it's like, they take different approaches, different routes. There's nothing wrong with that, to each their own. But for me, because of that background and because of that experience, I am able to look at this and say, the same way I'm going to have to talk footwork with quarterbacks because quarterbacks are built from the ground up. Everybody wants to start with the arm. What did the foot look? Check the feet, right? That's one of the big things, man. You got crazy feet. The arm's going to be all over the place. Accuracy all over the place. That's how it goes. So when I look at defenders, the same thing, man. Does this guy cross over or not? Man, if you're a D lineman, are you false stepping when you come out of your stance? LBs, where are your hands at, man? Are you out here trying to bear hug or you getting to them nipples? Like, I want to know. With all due respect.
Yeah. I was like, here we go. That's starting.
So I started to think of all of those things when I'm evaluating it. And it's the same process, though. 3 games, always got to watch 3 games. I think, once again, you heard me say the 3 games on offense, same thing with that on defense. And that's, how I build that up and just kind of go from there. But it is a timely process at times, though. Yes.
Yeah. It's interesting. That's why I said on the show that we recorded with Mark, it's like, I'm going to be paying attention to these quarterbacks, just like slightly, just kind of looking and seeing what's going on, just to see if anything pops, just to see if anything speaks to me, because you never know. I mean, you just never know what they're going to come out looking like. So the evaluation process, though, is always interesting, because I feel like if you ask probably 75 people that have been in football in this space, seen so many different things, everyone's probably looking for the same thing, but the value people place on the different things they're looking at might be different depending on the person. But that's what makes it fun. That's why it's like, go ahead.
Okay. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, it's why it's like different strokes for different folks, whatever.
Facts.
Go ahead.
Well, and I was gonna say the other thing too is when we're evaluating, at times, this is the tricky part. Looking at a player where he's at currently versus projecting what he could develop into. Some people, like when we talk about these quarterbacks, right? And we joke about the draft, would you draft quarterback? And the first thing you'd be like, hell no, why wouldn't do that, right? And it's like, to a degree, but that doesn't mean a quarterback can't develop, right? That doesn't mean a player can't develop. And the only way they can develop is by doing what? Getting them on your roster. Now, how do you get them on the roster? Sometimes you got to draft these dudes, right? So that's the other side of it, that where it gets real nasty in terms of that gray area, because it's like, well, how much stock do I put on this particular quarterback or this particular player, even though right now or even the next 2 years he might not be what we want? But if you feel like he has 3 of the traits that you're looking for out of the 5 things, and you're like, man, I can develop this if this is here and this buys into this system with everything else we have. I don't need you to be Patrick Mahomes. I need you to be Sam Darnold, right? Those are that's the devil's advocate part to some of these players. And that's what makes the draft kind of all over the place, because you don't know specifically what this team is drafting for or what they specifically see and what their plan is 3 years, 5 years. And that's the part that has us at times like scratching their head, like, why would you draft that guy? Why'd you do this one?
But that's the thing though, right? Where it's like this, I'm now calling it the Sam Darnold effect, where it's like, how long do you wait? How long do you wait? How long do you develop? And depending on what you believe in and who you ask, some people might say, listen, he needed to go to 5 teams to get better, right? Some people might say, well, if they would have waited on him at the Jets, he could have. The point is we never know. Everybody develops differently. But I think the one thing we forget about just in life, and obviously it happens in football, is just because I have certain talents, I might not be able to get those talents out of me based on the coaches and how they're talking to me. It just might not work for me. And I think that is okay. Sometimes we just assume, like, just because you're here and we think it's a perfect situation, sometimes that situation doesn't work for you and like what you need. And I think that is huge. And you hear people say all the time, like, that would be a good situation for them to go to. That would be a good spot for them to go to. And I think sometimes that sounds good, but maybe you're speaking to me, maybe you're yelling at me, or maybe you're not yelling at me, and I need somebody that's going to yell at me. That really gets me going. I don't need a calm guy that tells me I'm going to figure it out. I need somebody that's going to be like, no, you need to figure this out. What are you doing? Right? Everybody has a different thing. And I think that so many times we focus on, oh, but the situation was perfect. But was it perfect for him and like what he needed? And we don't know the answer to that. So that's the other thing that kind of gets a little weird sometimes with some of these players.
Well, in the NFL, the league as a whole is designed for parity. And I think that's the other part. People want control. That's why they get upset with gambling, right? Because why is it that if this team has all of these advantages, how do they lose? Or if this team was supposed to win because it was X amount of time left on the clock, but they lost, how does this happen? It has to be rigged. It has to be something. It's like, dude, we say the greatest quarterback is Brady, who was drafted in the 6th round.
Right.
Not the number 1 overall pick, but we put so much stock in first round. Number 1, it's like, it's more dudes that have played longer and are in the Hall of Fame that aren't first rounders than the dudes that are the first round. It's like, but in our mind, it's just, how can we control it? And we think that if this is safe, this has to be. And that's when we saw this argument last year with the defense. It's the highest paid defense. Why isn't it great every game then? It's the highest paid. It's Aaron White. He won a Super Bowl before. He's 14. Why is he the perfect? It's like, it's parity. It's not going to be like that. And you're going to have some games where defense, offense, everybody looks great. Sometimes where it's just one side looks great, right? But it's never a consistent, just black and white. And I think that adds to the feelings and why we also love to tune into the game.
Yeah. Well, we're going to end this show. Before we sign off, I would like to know, what is something, when you watch the combine this year, what are you going to be paying attention to? What is something that you're already excited for, you're already thinking about, and you're like, this year, I cannot wait to see what is it for you?
Yeah, for me, it's always linebackers and running backs running 40s. I don't know why. I just love to watch those dudes run because I feel like they're the blend, right? You'll watch a linebacker or running back run that same 4.3 that little wide receiver runs. But at the same time, you'll see that linebacker or that running back lift that 225 just as many times as that big boy 330-pound lineman. Yeah. And to me personally, I feel like they are the perfect athletes, the ones that can do it all, especially my linebackers. You know, running backs, they cool, but running backs fumble the ball, all right? But that linebacker, it's like, man, you got to be able to guard the slot receiver. You got to be able to guard the tight end. You got to be able to run with the running back. You got to be able to hit and be physical with the running game, right? You also got to be able to hit these linemen. You got to be able to do it, and you got to be smart. You got to be able to communicate. It's like, I want to see them dudes run, man. I want to see who are the outliers, who are the guys that are big speed, man, because that's what the NFL is. It's big athletes, big speed, man. Anybody could do it when you 90 pounds. Show me when you 270 pounds when you go run that thing, man. When Mark did an excellent job when we were talking about Brian Thomas Jr. and Xavier Worthy. It's like, yeah, the 40 times were a couple tenths off, but it's about 50 pounds difference in these players. It's like, that's what I want to see. Absolutely. Yeah. And I know my LBs and running backs going to give me that, but it's not going to be, oh, it was an elite time, 4.8. No. Shout out to the big guys, though. All right. I want that. That who gonna give me that 4.3? Okay. Yeah. Who gonna drop that thing on me? 220, 230. Yeah. I'm
the opposite. I want to see the big guys. I want to see the big guy. I can't, I don't, you know, but I want to see the big defensive lineman moving. I want to, and this is going to sound terrible.
Right. She said size matters. All right. You heard what she said. Size matters. She said, not these little dudes who want big dude. All right.
Size does matter. All right. Anybody that tells you size doesn't matter means that, you're probably not up to par. But I love when they're in their uniform or they're in their little shirts and their things, and you can see everything running with them. Yeah. It is, I also love the human body. There's so many things our bodies can do as people. Obviously, being a woman, there's so many things my body can do. Just I'm being a woman, and then watching these athletes, I'm obsessed with the human body. So anytime I see a guy 305, 6'6", or whatever, just get out there in all of his glory, and he's moving. I love it. I watch every single run. The second time, I'm like, ooh, I love it. It is must-see TV. I have to watch it. So yeah, on Thursdays and Sundays, and then the offensive linemen, because I have an offensive lineman thing. Nobody cares about them, but man, I'm up in there because somebody always surprises the people that are watching. There's always one guy.
They always got a dude, man. Heck,
there's always one, and they're like, did he just? What was his time? And I love that. And like I said, I love excellence, and I love people being at their peak. And I love that. And I love watching it because first of all, it's also motivational to watch, how much they've worked, how hard this is. People would only dream of being there, even if they want to act like they don't care about to be if the NFL Combine called anyone, people would show up, right? People would show up from their house. Even if they act like they never wanted to play football a day in their lives. If they called me tomorrow, I would be there, okay, making a fool of myself just for the opportunity. And that isn't lost on me. And I appreciate excellence. And what I see in those athletes is excellence. It's the same reason why I watch pro days. Show me you at your highest peak, because you know what? It also fuels me so that at the end of it, whenever you're in a game and you're struggling, it's now I also want to see your bounce back. So for me, it's I'm on this roller coaster ride with some of these athletes. I've watched them in college, and I saw them at their best when they were scoring touchdowns, and I saw them when they were getting ran over. And now I'm following them. So anyway, so that's what I like. Give me the big guys.
Let's go. And then I'll just to piggyback on the big dudes. Shout out to the dudes. I like watching them when they wear the little cleats though. Yeah. Because you never see it in the game, right? In games, they wear the big, thick, extra high top. Yeah, but then when it's when they're running, they put the lower receiver. I'm like, bro, them cleats got a weight limit, fam. What you doing?
I always say, my friends, people that know and love me, always laugh at me because I always say this is the most stripped down you ever get to see an offensive lineman or a defensive lineman.
Seriously.
Because they don't walk around with their shirts off, and they don't do
they got all the stuff on their hands.
Right. They don't do all of that. So this is the only time there's nothing on their hands. They're not wearing shoulder pads. There's nothing on their legs. They're not wearing braces. They're not. And for a lot of these college athletes, this is the first time going into the NFL. They're not going to be wearing all those braces and things on their knees. So I don't know. It's it's always interesting to me to see them, how they actually look, because you never get to see them otherwise. They don't walk around shirtless. Let me tell you something. The only people that might walk around shirtless are the defensive linemen, because they got a couple of screws loose. But the offensive linemen aren't. So anyway, so that is what I love to see. And so shout out to everybody that will be at the Combine. Shout out to everybody that's made it, got the invite, that is going to show up, show out. And even if you don't show up and show out, you still have the opportunity.
The fact that you get to go, man. Seriously.
And it's not over, right? This is just a step. And take these measurements, and you still have your pro day. You still have, there's so many things. Yeah. So just shout out to those people. I just love people.
And remember, if you fail at the Combine, would you rather cry in the Rolls Royce? You want to cry in the Honda Civic, baby? All right, so shout out the failing at the Combine if y'all failed out there. All right, man. And not everybody wanted to make it to the Combine in their life, so I get that also. But if you did, all right, and you set that as a goal, and you did actually accomplish that goal, man, salute to y'all out there. All right, shout out to life.
The amount of petty.
Yeah.
That you
and Ron Dollar, you're right about Deion Dawkins too. He's a D lineman in his mind. Him and Pouncey, they about the only two that I could think of. You're right. They'd be out there shirtless. But they actually set that off in their life. They wanted to be NFL players. They said not everybody wants to be an NFL player, and I get that. Trust me, it ain't for everybody. It's a lot of people that can't do it. It's a lot. It's don't even think about it.
Ton of people that can't do it. I think about it all the time, and I can't do it. So imagine the people who think about it, who try to act like they never thought about it. It's amazing.
Hey, TaNeisha, TaNeisha, are you gonna join that stream on Limestone? Are you or you don't really care about that because that ain't something you want to do when you grow up, huh? Oh, I ain't know because I don't be tuning in if I ain't like if it's something I ain't passionate about. I just wonder. I just that's always my bad, guys. All right,
Listen,
I'm good. I'm hungry. You hungry? Get some lunch, man. Get some to eat.
On Moats. I just wanted to say, I just need to say something. A lot of people will never understand you. And some of the things that you say, I need you to know, and I need the world to know that I understand it. And everyone in their life should have somebody like Arthur Moats, not just because you're a Steelers legend, not just because you have all these stats in the NFL, not because you have achieved something that less than 1% of people achieve on this planet, not because you're an amazing human being, not because you're an amazing husband, amazing father, and amazing all those things. It is because your ability to understand human dynamics and to laugh at that is amazing. And the fact that you are so accomplished and you've experienced so much stuff in life that you are so comfortable with that you can spot BS from a mile away. That is a skill. Not everybody has it. Not everybody has the skill. I'm just saying, because everybody isn't everything and some people are everything. And I'm just saying, you need to figure out which one you are. You need to figure out which one you are. So anyways, we'll end on you with my positivity at the end of this. So
hey man, I'm simple, man. Peace, love, and tranquility out there. All right, guys. Or peace, love, and low donuts, okay? And if you ride dollar, man, my favorite player is LeBron James. He's also 6'9", 260. All right, fellas, so we're on the same page, baby. All right. All right. But other than that, man, shout out to everybody. All right. Shout out to everybody. There it is.
We'll see y'all next week. Whatever in life have you accomplished being negative about it or having a bad feeling about it? You're never going to accomplish anything. You actually are never going to start anything because you're always going to wonder, it's not going to work because of this. It's not going to. It's like, get out there, push yourself, go do the thing. Go do the thing that you're scared to do. Yeah. If you're listening to this, go do the thing that you're scared to do right now that you've been thinking about doing for weeks, months, years. You're not doing it because you're terrified. Go do it.